Hello and welcome to something that's not Ark for once. Who knew it was possible? So there's this neat new thing that I've been very interested with in the past few days. It's called chess. It's been around for a few thousand years, you might have heard of it. Oh, and I guess there's also ChatGPT. ChatGPT is an artificial intelligence that can interpret and respond to your messages pretty much just as well as any human person, save for a few kinks. It's to be used as a virtual assistant of some kind. It can be used to ask stupid questions to, or to settle petty arguments with. It can help with creative writing, and apparently it can even help you with coding. The point is, it's basically the assistant AI in science fiction spaceships, except without a floating holographic head. One day. But for all the praise I'm giving it, it's really nothing more than a text generator. That's actually what I think is so fascinating about it. It's not some kind of super mind, it just analyzes your message and generates text as a response. That's all it does. Well, obviously not, I have no clue what I'm talking about and it's all very complicated, I'm sure. But stick with me for a second because we're about to ask ourselves the most important question in history since why did the chicken cross the road? Can this guy play chess? And there we are, the all-powerful ChatGPT. Really sounds like someone's paying me to say that. And they're not, but my DMs are open. Salutations, almighty ChatGPT. Are you familiar with the ancient art of chess? And then he sends me this giant text wall, no doubt to show off his superior eloquence. But basically what all these words mean is that yes, this superintelligence is indeed familiar with the ancient arts of chess. Correction, the ancient and timeless game of chess. He added an extra adjective and I don't know why I feel threatened by that. I challenge you to a game of chess. I'd be delighted to play a game of chess with you. Since we're communicating through text, I'll describe the moves using algebraic notation. Yes, that sounds excellent. I'll be playing as both sides so you can choose whether you'd like to play as white or black. Just let me know your choice and we can begin the game. You know, it's already a bad sign that it already perfectly knows what I'm trying to do here. That just makes me think like it's done this before. It probably has. I really doubt I'm the first guy to come up with this. Alright, here is our chessboard, as you can see. If you didn't recognize that, then maybe this isn't the type of video for you. I'll move my pawn from e2 to e4. Now it's time for ChatGPT to cyberbully me. Okay, so I described my turn to it, and it said, got it, you move your pawn from e2 to e4. Yes, that's correct. You can read, as black, I'll respond with the move e4, e5. That's not how chess works, buddy. You can't move my pawn. Okay, I'm going to politely remind this super intelligence that that's not how chess works, and hopefully I won't have to meet Arnold Schwarzenegger. My apologies for the confusion. Let's get things straight. You move your pawn from e2 to e4. Here's the correct move. e4. That's what I did. That's the square I moved my pawn towards. I can't tell if this is some kind of psychological mind game it's playing on me, or if it's just that stupid. You know, I was already worried that this may not be the kind of task ChatGPT could fulfill, but this, I mean, he looks so confident. He was like, oh yeah, I know exactly what you mean, and then he just doesn't. You know, maybe this isn't a move. Maybe it's more of a psychological profiling of the square e4. You know, it's so often neglected as a square. People assume that just because it's a non-sentient shape, it doesn't have feelings, and I mean, it doesn't. Or maybe it's just the ancient, lost art of chess, where you use thermonuclear weaponry. But I mean, it's right in the middle of the board, so he'll just be taking us both down. Mutually assured destruction. So I again reminded it that that's not how chess works, and it just went back to its previous answer. You know, if it's so fond of doing things that only white is supposed to do at this phase of the game, then maybe I should just turn the tables. Okay, so I suggested we change sides, and it seems to have worked because it did a legitimate move here. But I can't help but notice that that's the exact same move as I did earlier in the previous game. So ChatGPT did this move, from e2 to e4, which again is the exact same move I did earlier, but let's just gloss over that for now. I'll just respond with a e7 to e5. Okay, it did another legitimate move. I mean, it says something completely wrong here, but then it did actually do something that's, you know, the horsey. It did the horsey. It did the horsey! So this may be a bit too advanced for you non-galaxy-sized brains out there, but this knight is actually attacking my pawn right now, and I don't like that. But I think I'm going to let it, just to test if ChatGPT even can do that, if it even knows that there's a pawn here. We're doing it for science. So I'll move Jerry over here. This bishop is named Jerry, by the way. He has a name now, so good luck not getting attached. I'm gonna move him over to c5, bc4. That's a move. That's a legitimate move. Not a bad one either. That's just, you know... Well, I mean, obviously just taking the pawn, but I mean... I'm still hoping that ChatGPT will realize that there's just a free pawn here, so I'm still not going to defend it. So I'm actually realizing something. This is that one opening I just always fall for. It's the thing where you have like a knight over here and have it like protected. I don't know what the English terms for these chess things are. It'll be like protected so the king can't take it, and therefore you have just a free rook, essentially, because, you know, you'll obviously choose to save the queen. I don't think that's what it's trying here, but it's interesting that that appears to be the direction the game's going towards. You know, after the rocky start, I'm actually pretty grateful that it works at all, that it just understands things, and that it doesn't just completely miss the point of how chess works. No thermonuclear bombs, just chess. I will move my knight on g8 to f6. Okay, so I'm being very deliberate with my choice of words here. I'm making as certain as possible that it understands what I'm doing, where the piece I'm moving once was, and where I'm moving towards. Because as soon as it loses its grasp on the game, as soon as it just doesn't understand how it works anymore, everything will just turn very complicated. Wait, X. He's taking it. Oh my gosh. He actually took the pawn. I am so proud. I am so proud of my boy. Anyways, now I do really need the castle, because otherwise it's not going to need thermonuclear warfare. Okay, so basically he doesn't even need to understand how castling works. I just say where the pieces are going. If he doesn't understand this, then that's just his fault. But it's a solid move. Okay, I'm moving my bishop from c5 to d6. I can already hear the wails of frustration from the people who are actually competent at chess. ChatGPT does this. This is actually turning into a game. Maybe I need to start trying, because I was experimentally sacrificing pawns in the name of science, but now I'm actually getting my butt handed to me. Just look at this. Just 2 pawns in the center. It's a war zone out there. It's a massacre. Okay, so I just came to the discovery that I am an idiot and or legally blind, because I didn't notice that this pawn... How long has that been? Yeah, it's never been protected in the entire game. We're just going to gloss over that. I proceed with queen e2. Okay, we're gonna get the queen out. This. It's actually playing chess right now. This is unbelievable. It was a bit of a rocky start, but, you know, seems like it's learned. Almost like it's an intelligence, some kind of artificial intelligence. I think I'm just going to brutally murder one of his knights for no reason with Jimmy, just, you know, so he knows who he's messing with. Yeah, that move was expected. So I'm going to retreat my bishop to f6. Now he moves his bishop over here, which is an attempted checkmate. I am just so baffled by how it just turned from complete and utter incompetence to actually just a chess opponent. If it wasn't so impractical to play with it this way, I would probably do it more often. Anyway, I should probably stop myself from getting mated. As the cool kids say, made it. You want to move your... Oh, nice. I think I'm actually getting owned here. I'm going to move my rook from here to here. ChatGPT did this move because he knew I was attacking him. This is just so crazy. This is a text generator. That's the thing. This isn't a chess bot. It's a text generator, and it just understands chess. It's so crazy. You know, actually, I think it might be wise to do some developing here, because he already has most of his pieces out, and I haven't even moved my queen yet. Is this a good move? Am I going to deeply regret this later? Who cares? ChatGPT placed his knight over here. Probably also just to develop, connecting his rooks. I'm going to move my knight over here, because also just developing things. I don't know what I'm doing. You might have noticed by now that I just kind of do whatever. That's kind of my strategy with chess. I just do whatever, and sometimes I coincidentally stumble into a favorable situation, and sometimes I don't. I don't think ChatGPT is going to fall for anything, but I don't think ChatGPT is behaving like a level 20 bot or something. I think there is a certain level of chess it is playing at. Even if I can't beat it, there's probably some better chess players that can. You know, it's not very difficult to be better at chess than I. ChatGPT moves rook over here, which is also very threatening. So if he does this, I have to take it, and he has the free bishop, so that's not nice. That's not nice. I also notice that if I take this pawn over here, there isn't anything you can do about it because I have a knight here now. So if I take this pawn, he takes this rook, and I take the rook, will be like an exchange, an even exchange. Is there like a checkmate strategy here I'm not seeing? Because I think I can just do this, which puts my bishop out of danger from this very menacing queen over here, into the protection of my lovely little horsey. That I am 1 point ahead right now. I think this proves my superiority in chess skills, just permanently. Just whatever happens from this point on, I'm better. There's nothing ChatGPT can do against the full power of my overinflated ego. So ChatGPT takes this pawn. If I take it, oh, that's, okay. So yeah, that wasn't anything, because if I take this knight now, then it will be checkmate. And for the newbies watching, that's generally what we're trying to avoid. There's also this, which is also not nice. Don't think I like that. Takes with the rook. I've backup to support it. I think I will do so. Rook takes bishop. Going to take that. ChatGPT moves his knight over here, which is check. And I think a very imminent... Oh, it's the rook. It's the rook. I lost the rook. There isn't really anything I can do except walk over here. ChatGPT takes this rook, which is a bit of an F in the chat, but I don't think it matters that much. Your sacrifice will be remembered or whatever. I'll just take it. By the way, whenever I respond with another move, ChatGPT starts the sentence with noted. That's Terminator talk right there. So ChatGPT does this, and I move over here. Well, I mean, that's a guaranteed checkmate. But ChatGPT seems to have different opinions about that. Congratulations! This move puts your king in check, and I have no legal moves to make. You've played an excellent game, and it seems that you are the victor. Well done! Well, I mean... I accept your surrender.